Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're back in the next update for Deeper Dark. This is update 3, and once again, it's the last Friday of February. So this is version 3. Let's talk about what is new. Once again, if you want to download the mod will be in the description. Also, if you have any feedback or suggestions, let me know. The best place to do so is either in the comments of this video or even in my Discord. The link will also be in the description. So let's start with some new blocks. In past updates, we had murky bricks, but we've now extended to murky stone, murky polished stone, murky chiseled murky stone, and then cut murky stone. Now, the crafting recipes for these, if I quickly just grab a crafting table, the actual polished is for murky stone. This murky stone can be found in patches in the Deeper Dark. Then the actual bricks is gotten from 4 polished, like so. You can also take 2 polished like that to get 4 cut, or you can actually take 2 bricks like that to get 1 chiseled. So that's how you get all these blocks, and they are purely decorative. Let's cover the next few blocks. The Echo Shard block, as you can see right here, is a block of Echo Shards. To craft this, it is literally just 9 Echo Shards in the crafting table, like you would with a diamond block. Obviously just using Echo Shards as a replacement. This is once again a decorative block. It is used in some recipes, but not too many. Let's then cover the podium block. As you can see right here, it's a block made up of sturdy stone and also the skulkified logs. The actual podium is crafted like so: 6 sturdy stone and then a skulk infested log in the center, and that gives you 1 podium. So it's not actually too expensive to get, and what this basically does is you can actually display items and blocks in them. So as you can see right here, if I quickly just grab maybe a item, there we go. As you can see like that, you can display items, blocks. You can also display tools. So if I was to get a diamond tool, you can also display that in there as well. So these are basically just to show off items. If you have a valuable item you want to show off, then you can put it in here. To actually empty them, you just click them with an empty hand and the item will pop off. Then you can put a different item back in them. The next block is the murky cobweb. This is a cobweb that will be found in a structure. You can break it with silk touch to get the actual murky cobweb back. Breaking it with sword or shears with no silk touch, you will not get anything back. It will not drop string or anything. And when you're actually inside of this block, it gives you the darkness effect. So this is a block you do not want to be inside of. Now, next 2 blocks are 2 blocks that are kind of alike. Let's first of all cover this block. This is called the Spirit Box. It spawns inside of a structure that will be shown later on in the video. And how this works is if you're in survival mode and you are within 4 blocks of this, it will actually spawn a bunch of mobs. As you can see, these mobs can have anything from no armor up to skulkified armor, as you can see, and they also spawn with a randomly enchanted stone sword. It can spawn the murky spiders, murky zombies, and also have a chance to spawn murky skeletons, but we'll talk more about that later on when we actually jump to the structure these blocks spawn in. A quick little note: if you do actually kill these mobs, they will not drop the armor. The armor is got a 0% drop chance, so you can't farm them for the armor that they have on. The next block is the Skulk Hive, and this is exactly the same as that other block, apart from this only spawns the actual skulklings. This will spawn between 1 and I think 7, or no, actually it should be 2 and 7. That was weird, it only spawned 1, but yeah, it should spawn between 2 and 7 of these actual mobs. And the way you actually find this block is through a structure. This is what the structure looks like. As you can see, it's just a pile of sturdy stone, skulk. There are also some actual blocks mixed in that you can break for Echo Shards. And then at the very top is this actual block, which when you get near it, as you can see, it will actually spawn the skulklings, which will attack you. There was a bug where they wouldn't attack you. They will now always attack the player. And the thing about this block, as you can see, there is a difference in texture between the unactivated version and once it activates. Once it goes to this grey texture, it will not be able to activate again. Let's now cover the final block, and this is the potion emitter. If I quickly just grab a crafting table and show you how this is actually crafted, it is crafted like this: 7 tinted glass, a nether star, and an echo shard block. And what this basically does is you can actually click certain items in it, Wither Rose is one of them, and it will give players that effect within a 16 block radius from this block in a square. Most items are related to what potion they brew, but for some potions that don't have a brewing recipe like luck, a random item has just been picked, and you actually just click the item on the actual thing, and as you can see, we now have speed. As soon as we actually get out of range of the block, if we quickly just back up, you'll see the effect will slowly wear off, and when you go back within range, the effect will come back. Now, if you are not actually aware what items give what effect, you can actually go to your options, controls, and then as you can see right here, potion emitter tooltip, you can turn that on, and when that is actually on, you can then look at items and they will have a tooltip. As you can see, the Wither Rose, potion emitter, and it will give you the wither effect. Amethyst it gives invisibility, coal gives slowness, diamonds give luck. So this is a way to basically just see what effects or what items give what effect, and it can obviously be turned on and off through the actual controls tab. Let's now cover a few changes. Actually no, let's cover the last block. This block is called the spirit token block. As you can see, it's a block with spirits in the center. This actual block is crafted. If I quickly just grab a crafting table again and type in a spirit token block, as you can see, that is how it's crafted. Spirit tokens and also echo shards. And also the spirit tokens, as you can see right here, let's throw it on the actual crafting table. This spirit token, as you can see right here, is a item that we'll talk a bit more about in a second, because how it's obtained is through a structure. But you can also find spirit token fragments, which can be crafted for like that. Will make a spirit token. You actually can find these spirit token fragments in the world, and I'll cover that later on. So now let's jump to a few changes. The first change is the sturdy stone chest can now be made into a double chest, and you can now actually open it to have a GUI. I didn't like the idea that it didn't have a GUI. You can also now craft this chest, so if you want to use it to build in your base or to decorate, you can now craft it with 8 sturdy stone. The next change is how you actually obtain the friendly warden that you can tame and make into a pet. It's now gotten from 2 sculpt blocks and then a warden head on top. We'll actually summon it, and then obviously you can tame it with sculk blocks, as you can see right there. So that is now how you get these. Before it was by right clicking an echo shard on a warden, but we actually noticed that people was doing that to stop wardens from being aggressive, because if you actually had a warden spawn, just by clicking an echo shard on it would make it passive, which was making fighting the warden way simpler. And the captured warden head can now be found in ancient city chests. The next changes is there has been some updates to the textures of the sculk gem, and also some crafting recipes. As you can see, sculkted gem tools have been completely revamped. The crafting recipes have also been revamped, and also the name. It's now no longer called sculk gem, it's now called echoing gem. And as you can see, this is how they are crafted. So 2 spirit tokens and an echo shards, and as you can see, if I quickly just scroll through them, they all require actual spirit tokens and echo shards in their recipes. Because Sculk Gem has actually been removed. There is no such thing as Sculk Gem anymore. Anyway, these blocks right here will grow this thing right here, which is the echoing or the cluster. When you now actually break these, if I quickly just do that, you now get echo shards, which you can obviously now get a way of farming echo shards. Now also with the changes to the tools and Sculk Gem, the actual armor the armor has also been changed. So if I once again type in echoing, as you can see right here, the helmet, the chest piece, the leggings, and also the boots, but also the textures have been altered. As you can see, it now looks a bit more warden-like. Rather than it just being retextured netherite, it now has a unique texture to it, which is really cool. But that's not it. If you actually are wearing a full set, and you have to have a full set of it, so that includes helmet, chest piece, leggings and boots. You get a new actual effect called Silent Feet. Now you may be asking, what is Silent Feet? And well, Silent Feet basically means if you have the effect, you will not set off skulk sensors, and you will also not set off wardens. They can still actually sniff you out, so be careful about that. As you can see, the warden will still find me from sniffing, but it will not be able to hear any noise I make from walking. There is one more thing I want to mention about Silent Feet. There is actually a new game rule called Game Rule. It's called Show Effect Banner. Now this by default is set to false, but you can set it to true. And if it is set to true, the actual Silent Feet banner will show at the top of your screen. As you can see, it's now visible. So if you want players on your world or server to know when they have the effect, if you don't want players to know unless they open their inventory, then you can set it to false, and as you can see, it will vanish and only be visible from the GUI when you open your inventory. Now let's cover the new mobs. The first one is there's a change to the Merca. The Merca can no longer actually trade you items. The use for the Merca now is if you feed it black apples, it will actually walk towards the closest structure. So if I feed an apple, it's walking in that direction. So that means there must be a actual structure in that direction. And if I keep feeding it actual apples, eventually it will get to a structure and just spin in a circle. There are also two new blocks which I forgot to mention. This is Skulk Infested Sturdy Stone and Skulk or Infested Skulk and Infested Sturdy Stone. Now what these are is these are exactly like Overworld infested blocks, where when you actually break them, they will pop out the mob called the Silent Bug. As you can see, this is what the Silent Bug looks like. It's completely made of skulk, and it also glows in the dark. The thing with skulk or Silent Bugs is when you kill them, they actually provide a lot of XP. As you can see, that one right there gave me a whole level. So these are really good for XP, and the way you obviously get them is they can just be found in patches down in the deeper dark. But they will also go into blocks. If you have a random bug and there is a skulk block or a sturdy stone block that hasn't got a bug in it, they will dig down into that, making it infested stone. The next mob is the soul eating bat. Now this is a skulk coloured or version of the bat, but there's differences about this bat. It's aggressive. It will actually attack the player. If I quickly go into survival mode, it's not common, like it won't aggressively hunt the player, but if you do suddenly bump into it, then it will bite you. If I can quickly just try and get it to bite me. There we go, it's now bitten me, and I now have a actual effect called Warden's Peace. Let's quickly cover what that effect does. The only way you can get the Warden's Peace actual effect is by getting bitten by one of these bats. So I've actually removed the effects, and if I quickly just make a noise around the Warden, it has an anger level. Every time you move or make a sound, that anger level goes up, and as you saw, it took me twice before the Warden actually got angry at me. But if I give myself the effect again, so let's give myself the Warden's Peace effect, and I actually make a noise around the Warden, as you can see, it will instantly become aggressive no matter what you do. As you can see, if I open a chest near the Warden, it will instantly become aggressive. So no matter what I do, I will always instantly make the Warden aggro against me if I have the Warden's Peace actual effect. So it is a effect you really don't want. Now let's cover the new structure. You actually get an advancement called the dungeon for entering this structure. And as you can see, this is where the spirit boxes are placed and also the murky cobwebs. Now if I was in survival mode, which as you can see I am in, if you're walking around this place, as you can see, the actual spirit boxes pop out entities, and as you can see, some of them can have really strong armor. There is also loot within these chests. As you can see, not all of them have loot because that would be way too much, but at least one on every side does have loot. And there's a lot of secrets about this place. I'm not going to show them all because that's for you to actually explore. But as you can see, it's actually quite a big place with spirit boxes around every corner and also loot around every corner. As you can see, there's a little library up here. Now the thing about this place is this place holds a boss. if you can actually work your way all the way through and make it to the very end of the actual structure, as you can see, there is quite a lot of stuff all over the place. But if we actually work our way through to the very end, which is all the way down here, you'll find yourself a blaze, a skulk looking blaze. Now this blaze is a blaze that has some different attacks. As you can see, when it actually shoots its particles at you, or its balls, this mob does have like 350 health, I believe, so it's not an easy mob. And as you can see, if it actually shoots at you, it has a chance to shoot 3 or 4 attacks. One attack is empty, it will not do anything. The second attack is actually shooting spirit boxes, which is the rarest. The third attack is to shoot murky actual cobwebs. And the fourth attack is to shoot actual spirit token fragments. Now you can decide what you do. You can sit here and just wait for it to shoot a lot of spirit token fragments if you're obviously risky enough and you know that you won't die. And you can just collect every single spirit token fragment it drops on the floor. Or you can actually kill the boss, and when you actually kill it, as you can see, it will drop between 1 and 32 of these spirit fragments. We actually got very unlucky there and only got 9, and there is only one of them bosses per actual dungeon. They're not too common, you find them like 1 every 2-ish 100 blocks, but obviously you do have to dig for them, or you can feed America black apples to find one a bit easier. But anyway, that is all for this update. Once again, if you do have suggestions or feedback, let me know in the comments of the video or on Discord. And I guess I'll see you guys in another video very soon. Or if you're only bothered about this mod, then I'll see you in update 4 at the end of March. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.